All right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome. We are at the Big 12 Conference Championship. Well, at least the tournament. And looks like we'll have maybe a set of 3 games. I'm not sure if the tournament tree for that is up. Okay, it is. So it looks like no matter what, you're kind of in. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. So. Well, no, I think it still might be. Yeah, I think everyone's pretty much in. You just, some people get a bye, like Baylor, Kansas, myself, and Texas all get byes. So, yeah, all the teams get to be in it. We just got ourselves a nice bye week. So I get to face Texas Tech, and assumedly I'll face Texas, and then if I beat Texas, then I'll have whichever one of those. Let's see how I did in my Texas Tech games. This was the game that I played, 75-53. And that was the only time we faced them, so pretty good start with that. Of course, number 20 in the nation as we look to hopefully beat out Texas Tech again. It seems like we've gone up a couple things overall, even just by existing. Just by getting some wins.
Get ready for college hoops.
All right, here we go.
The Iowa State Cyclones.
American Airlines Center.
The Texas Tech Red Raiders. Welcome to the quarterfinals of the Big 12 tournament. We're here at the American Airlines Center. This is Vern Lundquist with
I forget where that's at. I thought that was Miami. Might be Dallas. It's certainly not where Texas Tech plays. Wow. The color difference, it's just going to be a sea of red thanks to the Iowa State colors and then the Texas Tech colors. It's like red and then slightly darker, slightly purplish red.
Iowa State.
Oh, and they have a. They're one of the. They get to be fancy with their mascot.
Andrew goes up.
Hey, there we go. Good start.
They're in front, 2-0.
Gee, it'll be nice to have post people that I can rely on.
Nice little crossover. Dishes it to the wing. Mateos catches it. High post.
Oh, shit. Oh, there we go. Look at that. A center that a center that plays for me that rebounds. It's a miracle.
Andrew has it on the perimeter.
There we go. Oh, I thought he was open enough.
He must have thought someone was rotating over to block that.
I haven't seen much of what happened in the NBA draft today. I remember seeing the first 6 picks. I saw that Orlando took Mo Bamba. Bamba. I assume Bamba.
He said that every round brings new, more difficult challenges, and they're not going
and then
to
I saw that who was it? Dallas traded for oh god, I can't even remember his name. Doncic. And people are going crazy over the fact that he's there in Dallas. A bunch of guys you never seen before got signed to teams. That's what happened. Yeah. Bunch of players I don't give a hoot about. No. People are sitting there acting like, oh, Doncic is going to be amazing. That was one of those things. Is like there's like 2 different circle jerks. There's the Doncic circle jerk of, oh my God, he's with Dallas. He's totally the next Dirk. And there's the people who are just like, people are riding him. And then there's the other half of people are people who are pissed off about people who are dick riding him and assume he's going to be a bust.
Any more points, Vern? They're in danger of letting this game be over before the second half.
Oh, no. That's all right. We've been doing pretty good right now. We've been able to stop him. Costas Antetokounmpo in Dallas. I didn't even know he had a brother.
Drains it for 3. But they're still down by 6. Feeds it to the left. Rises and
oh, look at that.
drops. The Red
What's up?
Raiders take their first time out of the game.
You know what? I'm gonna hold on to it
Well,
right
let's
now.
get
I
back
don't
to
really
the
have. There's no real adjustments I need to be making.
Lions inbounds the ball.
I think
Just
I'm
over
doing
9
pretty
minutes
good.
Left in the half.
I feel oddly
Nichols
itchy. Like
puts
I
it
have
up.
this fear that there's
They
maybe
roll
like,
this one, goes in.
oh
Count
damn
the
it.
shot.
I try to keep my room clean, like
Cyclones
at least my
will bring out
floors
some
and stuff,
reserves.
because I'm always like fearful of like bugs and stuff.
playing a
Especially considering we live
two-zone
on the first
trying to
floor,
take
so I
away
know it's a
their low
thing
post
that can
and
happen.
force some jump
Because
shots.
I've been on first floor apartments
Last
before.
recovery was missed by
I
Covington.
lived with like a
Last shot laid
filthy
by Boyd.
pair of roommates
Didn't have to
once,
make
and
that
it was
difficult.
awful.
Sure looked good. It's a 9-point spread.
Just finding new and inventive bugs that made their way into our house.
Pitches to the free throw line.
Ah,
You either got to foul hard or don't foul at all. You can't just give up easy three-point plays.
yeah, but other than that, I haven't really seen anything about the draft.
Boylan inbounds the ball.
I know who Orlando drafted, and I know that people in Dallas are happy about their draft
Backs
pick.
down. Feeds perimeter. Throws it up. The three was drained by Sessom.
I just see any potential draft pick that Orlando has, and it's just like, oh, goody. How are we going to screw them up? I'm waiting for that to happen. I'm waiting for them to like get rid of Vucevic, and then he just goes off and has like an MVP friggin' season.
Ramos.
It's gonna happen.
The rebound.
They've got to learn to be patient on offense.
He's gonna go to the Lakers. That's what always happens to these Magic centers. They always go to the Lakers and generally do well.
Gets it. Left wing.
Oh,
Takes it up. Count it. And
oh
the
my
other
God,
three-point
and
line.
one.
Terrific work to absorb the contact.
You got producer code commission. You didn't really know what you wanted going into the process. You're not really satisfied with the final product. Interesting.
He can't come away with a three-point.
I almost kind of want that too, but I don't even. That's another thing is I don't even know what I want on it. Maybe like my YouTube and my Twitch, but I don't know. Do most people have like a game ID or something on it?
Knocks down the first one.
Like, do they play like the Idolmaster games, and then they have like
About 7.5 minutes left in the half.
then they have like their like their game ID or something on there?
Schultz
Most
goes
people
up.
put their social
The
media.
bucket is
Okay.
good.
Ah.
Chance for one more.
Beautiful work to fight through that foul and get to
And
the
then they
line
go and
for
do the same
three
shit to me.
opportunity.
Boylan will head to the bench. Foul shot is good for a three-point play. Andrew inbounds the ball.
I don't know what I would want either. Ooh, that looked like he was about ready to
Pulled in
go
for
backcourt.
Andrew.
With a great
Oh,
offensive rebound
there ain't no stopping
Worked
Andrew.
So hard to establish position.
They now lead by 11.
Oh, so warm. It's actually like It's actually like really cooled off here, because like I'm used to like 95, 100-degree days, and now it's like gotten down to like 75. It's great because it's nice and cool.
It's still early,
Like
Merv,
when I leave work, it's like maybe 65. It's between 65 and 70. It's really nice. It's really nice. And I mean that means that the air isn't really on too much here, so it just gets warm. So I gotta have my fan on a little bit higher.
Andrew hauls it in. That's his
With
sixth
their game
rebound of
IDs,
the
a lot of
game.
people only watch the
Usually
anime
that
or only
shot
buy
drops
CDs or only
every
play the
time.
console
I'm not
games.
sure
I
what
get it.
went wrong there.
I mean that's pretty much me.
Bennett.
Oh.
Andrew snatches it down inside.
That offensive rebound didn't come in by
Oh,
accident.
almost.
He knew
Dude,
right where
he's
to
gonna
be.
be having. Oh man, I wish you could do the. I wish this was the thing where, like in the later games, where you can like hit one of the bits of the D-pad. Oh shit, and like pull up their quick stats. Well, I guess there's that, but it doesn't show rebounds. It'll show points, but it doesn't really show rebounds there.
Miles catches it. Right
I.
wing. Back right wing.
Oh shit!
Can't hit
Oh
the
my
fadeaway.
god, damn it!
They're still up by
Miles, I mean, he's doing all right. he's just not hitting everything, and I feel like that's a point of contention right now. I mean, we're still up by 9, so I'm not really panicking.
To the wing. Ramos, and they call goaltending. They'll give him the look. Both teams are going to shake things up a little bit with some subs.
Yeah, it'd be nice if he made some more shots.
To the elbow. Kicks it out to the left wing for 3.
There you go. There you go. Was that technically a 3? I can't tell. I would assume the lower line is like the college line. I didn't know if I don't know if the college line. I don't know if that's a thing at this point anymore. At least, if the college 3-point line is a little bit in front of the NBA 3-point line.
Lyons hangs, lays it up and in. They've got it within 7. Leads him
Oh, good Lord.
Such great instincts. He knew exactly where the ball was going.
Really? Oh, God damn it.
Count the shot.
That's all right.
Sessoms way up court.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Back him in. Back him in. Back him in.
Raises up. The offensive rebound by McLaren.
McLaren didn't get that rebound by
Come on.
He knew right
You got it. You got it. All right, just put it in, Andrew. Golly. Oh, man, we're missing. We're missing a lot now. He's not fighting through the way I thought he would. I'll get that. I just need to get the lid off the hoop. Oh my God, they're giving him all the room in the world. That was a dumb. I shouldn't have faked it. I shouldn't have did a pump fake. I should have just shot it. Just taken the shot. And it's not like his shooting is like bad either. I don't know.
McLaren dishes it to the right, outright. Loveless bounces it to the left.
There you go. There you go.
Backs him down, takes it up, laid in.
There we go. Jesus. Took me a little while, but I made sure I actually got out of that.
With their interior defense. And Tracy has
yeah, I think at this point, yeah, I'm glad I kept the shot selection to be a good thing to have. Defense too, but I mean, if I'm gonna pick one or the other, look at some others. There are some really nice looking ones with simple concepts. I would be interested. Like, I mean, I don't know if I really need one, but.
Mateos releases from 16 feet.
Oh, now we have rebounding problems.
Don't they realize this guy is money?
Let him that close without a hand in his face. He'll make you pay for it. Dumps it to the paint.
That defied all sorts of physics. I don't even know what type of physics you would be looking to defy doing that. That just smacked him in the face. He just took a basketball to the face with that pass.
He's 1 for 2 from deep.
Game card with text on it and some social media icons.
Loveless passes it to the left side. 2:56 left in the first half. Top of the key from
I wonder if there's there's got to be places out there that do something like that. They do it you can do it yourself. I mean, there's enough like little printer places. I don't know if you probably wouldn't be able to do like local, maybe, I don't know, but I'm sure there's some online ones where you do like art and stuff like that. I feel like that could be something that's like, oh yeah, you can do business card stuff here too. Oh my God! All right, I kind of got lucky there. You already got linked to the printer places that other people use. Nice. There's a couple of places around here I'm interested in using, but I mean, at this point, like Redbubble has been. I meant to pass, but okay, I'll take it. Because I was thinking about doing that for like posters and stuff, but then I just went through Redbubble. But they don't do like cards and stuff like that. I thought for a second he was not. Oh,
Bennett has it left wing.
Yeah, I thought for a second he was out of bounds.
Rises and dishes. Brinkley fires.
How? There you go. Hey,
foul.
Cobra, how's it going?
That defender clearly got some contact as he tried to make the shot.
I'm playing like a bit of a dummy right now. Oh wow, that's so early. Or that's such a lengthy shot. He was Vistaprint for good price, quality balance, and then Moo for better quality. Interesting.
Takes it up. Good on number
There we
2.
go.
Zamora inbounds the ball. Texas Tech is really struggling. Aiken catches it down low.
All right, I got this, boys. You guys guard your man. I'll guard the paint.
Takes the shot. Gets the three-pointer to go.
All right, well.
He's shooting.
How am I doing? I'm doing good. I'm ready for the
Leads it to
weekend.
the wing. Releases. The wing shot.
There we
Knocked
go.
down by Brinkley. They take a 6-point lead. 1:13 left. in
I've
the
been
first half.
tired. I woke up not too long ago. I actually took I don't know if I took a nap or not. It was a lot of off and on laying in my bed for 2+ hours. So 2:30, I think. The fuck was that? Oh my god, we didn't even stop it.
They're now down by 2.
All right, well,
They can go 2 for 1
solid
here,
start
if
that
they
we
can
had.
lay it up.
Not so solid end of the half here. We started out so great. I'm glad we did, because now they're on that streak going into the end of the half.
Lucky there, Vern. You can't expect many misses when you're that open.
Just got your first job to sub on Sunday. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Down low. Andrew off the backboard and in. They're leading.
I don't really
36
shill
to
that.
32. Aiken brings it up court.
And I'm always appreciative of people who are like, oh, you have a subscription button. I'll do that. I'm like, oh. Yeah, congrats on your first job.
Nichols leads him in. Double clutches. The layup good. By Zamora.
Go.
They narrow the gap.
Ball
By
sacks.
Texas Tech.
Oh, my
First
God.
half comes to
I
an
went
end.
and
Score,
just
36
flubbed that
to
one.
36.
36 all. Let's go.
Give us your opinion on the first half,
Mm.
Bill.
Both sides look like they're pretty evenly matched, Vern. This could be shaping
As I say,
up to
where you
be a
working
real
at?
classic.
Wow, we actually have as a worse he's almost got a double. A worse
And now it's time to show you our player of the half. Bill Schultz has
what is it?
really
Worse 3-point
tremendous
percentage
effort
than
from our
them.
Player of the half.
You know what? Let me see this here. We're gonna up the tempo just a little bit. Fast food chain called Bojangles. Okay, I think we have maybe one Bojangles around here. This is more of a they have more Popeyes place around here. That's where most of the stuff is, like Popeyes. I think there's I know of one Bojangles. It's kind of like Hardee's. Both Hardee's and Carl's Jr. have been around here. But I think they're down to maybe 2 left as far as I know around here. And they're great. They're good. At least one of them is.
Well, at halftime,
The other
I
one's
talked
a
with
little
Coach
iffy.
Wilson. He told me his team is down, but he's going
But yeah,
to
it's a
push
good
the
job to
issue
start. I think my
forward.
first job was
Second
at
half,
McDonald's.
Coach
I
said
mean,
that even
my
though his starters
I had a
weren't
job when
playing
I was
better,
like
he was still
13 or
rotating his bench
14
players.
working for
He
my
said there
aunt
wasn't
on her
a question
farm.
of fatigue,
But my first
more of a
official
method of
job was
showing different
McDonald's.
looks on offense. Back to you, Vern.
Thank you, Tracy. Covington passes it to the
I remember it was
right
fun.
side.
There was a lot of friends I made there that I still talk to and have. It was actually great because they were guys that I worked with, that I actually went to school with as well. And I still talk to a lot of them. In fact, well, no, okay, I knew my roommate before he started working there. But yeah, that's when I made a lot of my friends. Oh my God, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, that would have been awesome if he actually landed it.
Outright.
Only one in a 100-mile radius. Wow.
Schultz behind the arc. Can you believe this crowd? Just listen to these people.
Hey, Daredevil, what's
They know
going on?
he's insane. He's
Oh,
5 for
shit.
7 for the game. Andrew.
Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta make sure to have my phone on tomorrow for the IFL playoff game. I don't know why I thought of that as soon as you came in. Maybe because because of how badly we beat Cedar Rapids last week. Man, I wanted to go so bad because the Barnstormers were calling me. They're like, "Hey, you want to get playoff tickets?" I'm like, I gotta work. I had an idea that maybe this would happen, but I'm not 100% sure. So I didn't get playoff tickets. Assuming that we're going to beat Nebraska, I'm hoping that the championship game. I'm thinking if we beat the assumption of beating Arizona means if we should have the championship in Des Moines, which would be nice, and I hope it's on a goddamn Saturday.
Takes the lead.
There we go.
Texas Tech is struggling on
That's all I
defense,
want.
Tracy
If you're gonna have a championship game, goddamn it, have it on Saturday.
Was extremely agitated and just told his guys, if we can't put a stop to this run, heads are gonna
All right,
roll.
we got it.
Guys, he's looking for more aggressive play.
Post
out of
up,
his defense.
post up.
All right, Tracy. Andrew goes up, throws it down.
Oh,
14 points, and he leads his team in scoring.
he's just so big. That's what I gotta do now. I gotta get like big ass. Oh my God! Did he actually tip that?
Catches it.
I cannot believe it. He's just so big. That's what I should look for now. I feel like after this I need to like change my recruiting to be like, oh yeah, this one of the first things I'm going to be looking for is size.
Gets the second to fall
You can
as
be
well.
a shit sandwich on
Inbounds
center,
the
but if
ball.
you're like 7'5", you're going to be great. Don't worry. March Madness 2003 for PS2 is average. Yeah. I haven't really ever played. I got to be honest, as far as like college basketball games are concerned, I never really got into like college basketball games until when I was an adult. I mean, that's when I was able to actually afford like an Xbox and stuff. But yeah, I didn't get into college basketball games too much. I think literally the only one that I played before like College Hoops 2K8. Because I think I've only played literally like maybe like 4 of them in history, and that was like it was College Hoops 2K8, NCAA Basketball 10, and then before that I played like Fox March Madness 99 on the N64. I remember that, and then I might have played like ESPN's college whatever it was, like College Hoops 2K5 or something. Other than that, I don't remember ever playing college basketball games, to be honest. Which is fine, because I played like the 2 most important ones, which is this one and NCAA Basketball 10.
Throws it up. Can't connect from the low block.
Hey, I think I almost played 09 once.
Look at the big fella pull down that board.
I might have played 09 at some point. Very, very little, though.
They're still up by
Might have
5.
like rented it.
Raymond misses, but he'll get 2 shots from the line.
You're still on the 360, hoping to get next gen soon. I feel you. I mean, that's one of the things I like once they have like the next gen stuff is, you know, a lot of the current gen, well, I guess it's current gen. It's been current gen for a few years now, but yeah. Once like PS4 and Xbox One come out, like 360 PS3 stuff is decently cheap. Unless it's like a collector's type, unless it's like a rare thing or like an in-demand game.
Well, it looks like they're getting set to inbound the ball.
Oh, you can't get into them despite having 2 in your possession right now. Oh shit! There you go. I get that. I was always like an NBA. I did a lot of NBA games though. I think I had like NBA games for like, I don't remember if I had many for my GameCube. I think because I was still rocking like NBA Live 2000 on my computer. Oh no! What the fuck? Oh my god! Who cares if it's not connected to Xbox? Why is it not connected to Xbox Live? The Wi-Fi should be fine. I mean, it's not like I need to care that much, but there we go. I was fearful that it was going to be something a little bit like more sinister, but it's just like it was going to be something that really like was about to like make me want to cry, but it was just disconnected to Xbox Live, which for some reason just constantly happens to my games now. I don't know. If it's not this, it's like The Show does that all the time. Most games like that. But yeah, I don't think I had any basketball games when I had a GameCube. When I had my PSP, though, I was playing that. I think I had like NBA. I think it was like a Sony licensed one. Oh yeah, it was like NBA The Life. I think it was The Life, and then the Inside was the series. I I remember that when Sony used to make
I
basketball
think they threw
games.
him off just enough to affect that shot.
I remember that shit. And then I think I had like NBA Live for my PSP at one point. It was different.
Tosses it up.
Ah, that was dumb on my part. College football games see some of the pro stuff as well. Yeah.
But you don't want to be so
Years of
careful
friendship before you
that you're
clicked on
not
your stream. You
effective
said,
out
let's
there.
fuck
It's a
with them.
tricky balance.
Zamora inbounds the ball.
It is one of those things when I think about it now, because I'm coming up on, goddamn, is it 4 years or 5 years? Okay, because I started right after I basically got my job. Yeah, it's been almost 4 years now since I've been like streaming. Oh,
Bennett takes it up, hangs and
there we
hits.
go.
They take a 12-point
NCAA
lead.
2K3 basketball for the GameCube is rare. Upwards of 150, 200. Jesus.
Lost track of his
Probably not
position
even
and
that great of a
stepped on the
game
out-of-bounds
either.
line. That is a turnover.
That could have been avoided, Vern. He might have been a little too concerned with the defense.
Yeah, I think I did like
Brinkley catches
God,
it left
I
wing.
didn't do
Skip
Madden
pass,
for the
baseline.
longest time. I think
Bennett
I didn't.
dumps it
I think I literally didn't do Madden till maybe 06, and that was like my friends having Madden. Like my friends had Madden, I didn't have Madden. But shoot the ball.
Texas Tech calls time.
Hitboxing, yeah, Hitbox was still. Smashcast was Hitbox, and I also looked and I realized as well that if I was still doing the restream thing, like it's still at this time of day. If I get like 3 people in that room, if I was still doing the restream and it was to Smashcast, all it'd take it like 3 people in the room to get on the front page. At this time of day, they got limited print for some reason. Okay, yeah, I kind of got into Madden with friends who had it on Xbox or PlayStation 2, but I don't remember too much about like older Maddens before like 06. That's what I mostly remember. And I remember 06. Wasn't 06 like the first one in the new generation? It was 06 or 07 where they had the first like 360 game, and like it didn't have a franchise mode because they had to cut like so much because they just weren't like prepared for the next gen upgrade.
Dishes to the left corner. Zamora rips
Ah,
down.
come on. Hey, I didn't get whistled for that either.
Left in the second half.
Shocking.
Andrew
Go, you got this, buddy.
backs down.
You got this, buddy. Just shoot it. Just shoot it.
Andrew gets
They're all a
the
bunch
ball
of small
inside.
boys. Oh.
The steal by Zamora. The break is
First football
on.
game was Quarterback Club 98. Oh my God, I remember that.
At the right time,
Holy, I still remember like the music in my head. That
tremendous pass by Schultz.
Brett Favre on the cover.
He leads his team in that category.
I don't know why. For some reason, I remember like the music.
Launches it.
It's just the same music. It was just da 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 da. And then like every time you went from like menu to menu, it just went.
Schultz hands it off. Zamora gets it. Right
Actually,
side.
I think I did play. No, I did play Madden. I played Madden. I had Madden 64 for my 64. It didn't even have a year attached to it. It was just Madden 64. I remember that because I remember they didn't name the teams by name. Like it wasn't like if you chose the Patriots, you didn't choose New England. You chose Foxborough, and if you chose Minnesota, you didn't choose Minnesota. You choose Minneapolis. I'm pretty sure they had like, oh man, now that I think about it, I'm sure they had the NFL license. I don't know if they did all that. I can't remember now. I remember NFL Quarterback Club didn't really do the. I don't think they did the players that much. You always play with the iguanas. Oh my
Well,
God.
let's get back to the action. Both teams
Fallout
are making
76 and Madden
substitutions.
64. I know things are gonna get weird in about like 50 years. The year is 2063.
Miles inbounds the
Madden
ball.
64 is
Just over
about to
3
come
minutes
out.
left in the second
I have a
half.
feeling like I don't know if it'd still be technically Madden at that point. Maybe they'll change it to something
And the
else.
run. He
Maybe they'll
rips
pick
down
like
the
another
rebound.
legendary
He
broadcaster
attacked it with
at that
everything he
point.
had, but it still
It'll be
wasn't
called like
enough.
Romo 64.
Not letting them jam it home.
Does he still have? I assume he still has his broadcasting job.
Mateos to the
Oh, man. Oh, God, I didn't even I just assumed I would be able to grab that, and then
It's a 5-point game.
he went try-hard mode and grabbed that from me.
Backs him down. Lobs it to the wing.
Whoops.
Andrew gets it left side.
That's fine.
The hook.
Ride the big man. Oh,
But they're
okay,
still
this
up
isn't
by
working
5.
out as well as I'd hoped.
Nichols releases.
NCAA March Madness 05 with the 360 because of backwards compatibility. Nice.
They're ahead by 2.
I don't think I have a lot of original Xbox games. I think the only two I really have that I know have backwards compatibility and I play was NFL 2K5 and then the original Fusion Frenzy.
Andrew backs down.
I remember that because I have a copy of it, and then I guess it was on the Xbox Game Pass maybe as well. And my roommate downloaded it, and he's like, "There's this game called Fusion Frenzy that I downloaded." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's awesome, man! We used to play that all the time. We played that more than we ever played. Like we used to play Mario Party." And then, me and my friends, when we found out about Fusion Frenzy, that's when we played a lot of Fusion Frenzy. That has even more ability to be a dick to your friends.
Up and out.
His team really needs him to hit that.
Belichick 60. Oh yeah, Belichick. Yeah.
McLaren.
Oh no, I knew it.
That 3-second violation.
Your goal to have a dominating team and show no emotion.
Much of a rest.
Cold, calculated, and logical. That's gonna be the first Belichick game. It's make your dynasty cold, calculated,
Bounces into the
logical.
right wing.
I'm sure that'll be the new thing that they'll introduce, and it's do you rule your team through logic and stats or through emotion and heart?
He'll drill that shot 9 out of 10 times.
It's what is the better? It's heart. It's heart versus logic. Belichick 64.
Nichols has his right wing.
Franchise mode is still
Pass
awful.
to the free throw line. Schultz.
Franchise mode is still just they haven't touched it in 50 years.
It sets up so much of your post.
It's seriously, it shouldn't be hard to do some of this stuff. Shouldn't be hard to just relocate teams at this point.
Covington inbounds the ball.
Yay! Oh God! I feel like he was about to tackle me out of bounds.
Good foul there. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
We gotta stop the clock. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, there you go. Option to deflate balls or spy on division teams. Oh, that just makes me want Blitz the League back. I forget what all shit they put in the Blitz the League game, but I'm pretty sure they had shit like that. Or at least close to it. Damn, I thought I was being sneaky sneak. I should have just let them do it. You know what? If they make it, I'm doing it. All right, well, yeah, I'm going to make sure. I'm going to make damn sure now. I'm not going to try to do anything fancy schmancy. I'm going to take my win, and I'm going to go to the semifinals because I'm not going to dick around.
Just picked up his 3rd foul of the game.
Well, no choice but the foul. They've got to
I'm
stop
in
the
Hill
clock
says
and
now
get the
when you're
ball
18-year-old
back
looking
right away.
Android blown while I play Madden 2064.
McLaren inbounds the ball. Lions. There's a whistle. They're in the bonus here, so that'll be 1-1.
That'll be there. That'll be at some point. That'll be the thing. It's oh man, why do you? People still be using VR, and it's that's the trashy poor thing to have. It's you still have VR. You still have to put stuff on your head in order to get a porn experience. Why don't you just have your own blowjob Android?
For the tie, can't connect.
He fought for that rebound. That's some toughness for you. Good
That'll
foul
be
there.
that'll
They
be
need the ball back
fantastic.
as soon as possible.
I don't know if it'll. Oh damn it! Oh my god! Oh my god! Don't you dare let them take that shot!
Momentum to the other guys.
Oh Jesus!
There's the buzzer. The Cyclones edge out Texas
People will be
Tech,
make fun of a kid because he's just I just got VR.
Now we'll bring you our
He's
player of
like,
the
what are
game.
you? I'm like, how poor are you to only have VR? Kid gets bullied because he has a Walmart brand Android. Not a phone. An actual robot.
Let's quickly go to Greg Gumbel in the studio.
All right, cool. You got the win. It was a little touch and go there for a little bit, but it got a little sketchy, but we're okay. I need a drink. 1 sec. All right. Sim through the day, so I see who I'm facing. Texas, of course. This will be a pain in my ass. How about that? Dollar store vibe while being blown by my humanoid stick figure sex bot. Only humanish qualities hurt souls. Oh my god. It's like, that's what you get for buying American. You gotta buy those Japanese ones. That's where the real quality's at. Andrew looks like a stripper on a Tuesday afternoon. That'll be a taunt. Just you wait. Oh my god.
Get ready for College Hoops 2K8.
It'll be even worse if you can like make them look like an actual person. That's gonna happen. They're gonna figure that out. But like look like a specific person. Like you can custom order it.
What's your take on this, Bill?
That's gonna be the new taunt, is like rich kids buying androids that look like each other's mothers. It's like, look, I'm fucking your mom. Ah. That's gonna be the next like evolution in your mom jokes. Boy, it's standing room only here. That's actually kind of cool to see them like on the balconies doing this. Material like this is what we need chat up for YouTube. I feel like I could probably, it'd take a little bit of work because it's not like I want to do the same. I've thought about doing the same chat thing that I have for WMMA because I'm like, okay, I figured out kind of how to do that. Now I just need to implement it. But it's not its own thing. It's like a small series of a couple of things layered on top of one another and look like it does. And I wish I could just like copy paste the things, and as I found out that you can't really just like copy paste all the things that you'd want on there. I'd have to like look into it.
Passes to the elbow.
I know there are gonna be people on YouTube being like, "What the hell is he talking about sex bots for?" That's why I'm trying to at least like. That's why I'm at least trying to like. That's why I try to say stuff out loud. It's like, okay, well. They had that in Futurama, some spoof of Napster. You can't remember what it was called. I love that. I love that because it's like the idea of Can you imagine how many people like watch Futurama and maybe actually don't know what the fuck Napster is? That's gonna be a weird day. It's gonna be a weird day, like talking about shit like LimeWire. There's probably kids these days who'd have no idea what the fuck LimeWire is. Oh, that was great. It was like the big like debate. It was like, are you a LimeWire or Kazaa? And then if you knew what you were doing and you paid a little bit of money, you had FrostWire.
Passes cross court from the wing. Missed by Bonner. You would have liked to see them get a
Streamlabs
better
be a
shot
pain in the
off
butt
that.
about stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, it's not so much Streamlabs. It's just the chat in and of itself. Yeah, Streamlabs seems to be like a real pain for my roommate because he's had stuff that's just like, man, I'm having CPU issues, and I'm looking at him like, why is Streamlabs taking up half your CPU usage? You have a good CPU, and then that just kind of convinced me that I didn't need to be using it because I was like, no, that's too much fucking memory and CPU being used. And I actually use my CPU and memory for some of my games.
But they're still behind by 3. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Tracy Wolfson, for an update. What do you have for us, Tracy?
Just before the game, I talked with Coach
There you
Barnes.
go.
I asked what his
There you
expectations
go.
were for this game, and he said to win.
Detroit
I thought
becomes
that might
human,
be
I
the end
think.
of the interview, but he said,
Thinks it'll be
seriously,
2034 when
this
that
is what we
happens.
prepared
WWE
for
Shop
all
will be
year, and
selling
we're not
them.
going
That is
to
if
let a
Android
conference
Vince isn't
championship
running a
slip
company of
through our
androids.
fingers. strong words.
Oh my
from
God,
him.
I can't wait for that. WWE sex dolls. It'll be some like black market thing. Like like what they have for what is it? I think it's on J List, where they sell like Ona holes of anime characters, but it's literally just like pocket pussies with characters on them. I'm sure there's not real difference, but you give them some time. There's gonna be some like fucking black market women's division wrestlers.
There's no question what kind of defense they're in, Vern. Minute.
Gets it outright.
Oh, I should have just had him go.
Nice little crossover.
Hey, it kind of worked.
And it goes in.
First porn ever downloaded
12
was on Kazaa.
Brings it up the floor.
That makes sense. Oh God, I accidentally. Oh God, I love that little bit. By the way, that little bit right there of me like not paying attention and watching Andrew literally jump over the cameraman. I want to do that again because that is something. That is just a little piece of like. That's amazing. Jumping over the cameraman, and then you have to like shuffle your way back around him. That is something I have played. What am I on? My 10th season, and I didn't know that existed. Jesus. Anime Pocket Pussies should have a speaker though if they don't have already. I mean, I'm sure people could rig that up. I bet you there's probably some weird fucks out there who've already like attached it to a pillow and put a speaker on it as well. Let's do defense.
Well, let's get back to the
Some of the same issues why you had to stop having music playing for your TEW stuff. They kept overusing your CPU, causing issues. Yeah, I feel you on that. I get the occasional messages from Ty2J where he's just like, "Hey, where do you get your music?" I'm like, "I just look up the music policies on YouTube." He's like, "You can do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's right here." He's like, "Oh, because I got my stuff constantly like muted." I'm like, "Yeah." There's like certain people I don't do my music off of. There's like certain labels that I automatically know are pretty much gonna be like no-nos.
Passes it to the top of the key. Andrew gets it outright. Goes up. Great.
Hey, and that came from my own. What is it?
About 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, stay hydrated, bot showing up. Yeah, but that came from my own.
With the crossover.
What is it? Not cause and effect. Yeah, it came from my own failures of doing that as well. Because like when I first started, I was playing a lot of anime music, and then I found out a lot of this anime music was copywritten in Japan, and Japan is insane with some of their copyrights with music. I feel like that's almost a legitimate offensive strategy. I didn't mean to do that, God damn it.
For 3.
Can we please make one? Thank you. Copyrighted free video on YouTube to use, and now you can't use that either unless you don't stream it. Oh.
Leads him in.
When I had Spotify, it was a little bit easier because I could just look at the number of plays that they've had. I don't know if they still show how many times someone's like played that song, but if I look at it and it's like, oh, it's only like a few thousand plays in its lifetime, they're probably not big enough to like start muting people who play their music.
Just over 6 minutes left in the half.
Mixing soda with sports drinks. Probably because it just sounds weird. I don't know. I think they try to keep the soda sports drink stuffs kind of separate. I feel like that would be like they do enough of fruity sodas. I feel like it'd be just too weird for people. Like because what you're basically asking for is like carbonated. Like you'd be almost packing it like a sports drink, but it'd be like carbonated and with high fructose corn syrup. I don't know. They kind of have something like that already. It's called vitamin water. I'll never forget the fact that they won a goddamn lawsuit based off the fact that they're like, oh yeah, customers shouldn't reasonably believe that vitamin water is actually healthy for you. So if you ever look at vitamin water, yeah, that shit's not actually healthy for you. and they won a lawsuit based off of saying that. And they're like, customers shouldn't reasonably believe that vitamin water is healthy.
Hits the jumper. By 13.
Yeah, I guess that's another thing too, is that the sports drink thing is generally fairly lucrative. Usually. I mean, it's still mostly just Gatorade. I don't know which one owns Gatorade. But yeah, you probably make a lot more money off of the idea of people buying a healthier, what they perceive as a healthier alternative. Combination though, obviously soda isn't that thirst quenching. Sports drinks don't have enough kick to them.
Not a good entry pass, Fern. You just can't force it in there.
That's what I love about that's what I love about Bang. Bang kind of satisfies that urge of wanting like the caffeine kick without having to be like totally awful. It's like, oh, it's got carbonation, so it's kind of like soda, but it doesn't taste like soda. It doesn't have all the awful crap, or most of the awful crap. It has a nice little taste to it, and it's 300 milligrams of caffeine.
Has it left wing.
Boylan is not
Top of the key.
Andrew. There we go. Mountain Dew with Powerade Tropical Mango at the Circle K fountain today. Nice. Yeah, I think I used to do that a ton with drinks when I worked at McDonald's, because like they didn't give it, like, okay, they cared about the food stock, but they didn't give a shit about the drink stock when you were working there. You could have as much free drinks as you want. But yeah, that'd be the thing that we would do sometimes when I was working there was just try to mix stuff and see what tastes good.
Nash inbounds the ball. Right around.
There's Powerade too, yeah. But I think Powerade doesn't have nearly as much of the market share as Gatorade does at this point. You kind of have to seek out Powerade. I don't know if generally I think a lot of gas stations these days don't really have Powerade.
That's how you lock your man up.
Oh shit! Hey, we are just this scrappy team. Getting by. If we beat them, we're winning the Big 12 championship. I don't see us losing to whoever will win out of the others. I didn't even see the other teams, but I was like looking at it, going, okay, like worst case scenarios, it's maybe Kansas or Missouri, and I'm pretty sure we've beaten them already. So if we win this game again, if we can keep this up against Texas, I'm feeling the Big 12 championship.
Puts it up.
Which is also kind of funny because it's kind of how Iowa State tends to work. Or at least it tended to work up until like maybe last year. Where it was legit like, okay, even if they don't do great, somehow they end up like scrapping together a Big 12 championship run. It's like, oh, they're like 18 and 12. They're not going to beat Kansas. And then they beat Kansas. And it's like, why? How?
Brinkley. Behind the arc. Sarche. Nice D on that shot.
So you want to start putting the kiosks in Des Moines ones yet? Not the ones that I go to, but I don't really go to a ton of them. I don't know. Is it like self-service kiosks, like the ones where you order it yourself? Because that'd be interesting. How? WTK 18 came in the mail for you today. Nice. Powerade tastes better with soda. Powerade does do a lot better with soda than Gatorade does. I do like that. That is a thing where I actually like, as much as Gatorade is there, I feel like Powerade sometimes is like a superior product. But there are certain flavors of Gatorade that Powerade can never like recreate. I think it's like a white cherry flavored Gatorade. It tastes like gummy worms. It's amazing.
Texas is really struggling.
Self-service, yeah, that'd be interesting.
Dishes to the stripe.
I mostly do drive-through, despite the fact that my windows don't roll down on my driver's side. I'm one of those guys. I have money. I'm just not using my money to fix it. I could have
Ullman
I
passes
could
it
have
to the
fixed
corner.
my driver's side window at this point, and I just haven't because I
They're
know I'm
going to
probably
have
going to
to
be
hurry.
selling it here
Throws it
pretty
up.
soon, so I just don't get around to it.
Drive on the offensive
So I'm
end.
that guy who probably could fix his window, but instead opts to buy video games. I could fix my driver's side window, or I could buy Taiko Drum Master for the Switch, complete with drum controller. Guess which one I picked?
Back in. Andrew shoots from the post. The shot was short, but he got the shooter's roll. They're now out in front.
Haven't had a
by
chance to
14.
experience them. Supposedly on the way here, they have to be installed in Des Moines first and go from
3-second
there.
differential
At
between
least
the
that was the
shot
story
clock
you
and the
read.
game clock. Releases
That'll be
for
something.
one ball.
I know that like there are some stores around here that tend to be like test stores. Like the one that I worked at was a definite test store for stuff, because if you remember the big thing where people were like, "Oh my God, McRib is back! The McRib is finally back! It's been like 15 years," and my first thought was like, we've had McRib pretty much every year for a certain period of time, for like the entire time I was there. So like when they were like, I remember it was literally just a few years ago they were talking about McRib being back, and it was like, oh my God, the McRib is back! It's been so long, and it's like the McRib really hasn't left for me. I don't. Were we in some like odd little test market for McRibs? Because it was like a 2 months out of the year thing every year.
Player of the half. Who's your pick, Bill?
Our town didn't like Sonic for some reason. Yeah, our town too. Every Sonic I know of closed around here. I don't know where. I don't think there's any Sonics around here. I think it's the drive up thing. I think if it was a slightly more normal restaurant, it probably would have done a little bit better, but that, and I don't know, I don't think it's a national chain, but Iowa has Bebop's, and Bebop's kind of satisfies that diner urge with like decent burgers and tenderloins and stuff. Yeah. I remember only going to Sonic maybe a couple of times. But yeah, we have a place called Bebop's, and it's like it's like a 50s diner place with like burgers and tenderloins and stuff too. They actually do really good pork loins. I hardly get burgers from them at this point. I mostly just do the pork loins. Make your own order without having to talk to anyone. If it was drive up, then you can make your own order without having to talk to anyone. That'll do.
He hopes to shake up the opponent's confidence.
That's I feel like that's going to be the ultimate way to do things. Like I feel like that should be something that someone should have at this point, is they should have maybe a restaurant or something. I don't know how you would do it. Maybe it'd be like a small little express type thing where you literally go up to a kiosk, order your food. You don't really talk to anybody unless you have to. And then you just take a number, and then you maybe get told when it is. You got all the people in the back. You got maybe one person who handles all this stuff. And then they just hand you your food. That's all you got. That's all you got. That's all the interactions you got to have. You don't even have to say anything. If you don't have some sort of like weird allergies you have to work with, then all you have to do is just nod at them like a dolphin. You don't have a Bebop's either? Oh, dude, we got Bebop's all over the place here. It's great. Oh my God, the fries are amazing. I forgot how much I enjoyed Bebop's until I went to the one around here. I was like, oh my God, Bebop's is great. Yeah, I don't think it's a national thing as far as I know. I've never seen a Bebop's outside of Iowa. So I'm assuming much like Hy-Vee and Casey's, two other places that like people, that's like synonymous with our state here that people just don't know about. If that's like the McDonald's kiosk, that'd be great too. Just do like the Fuddrucker system too. Like you can have a number, but you just give them like a little disc thing that'll like light up and vibrate when your food's ready. Like here, just hand them that. They'll hand you the food. You can go.
Here's the spin move from the right block. The shot was knocked down by Ullman.
We should start there should be a, you should do a thing like Sonic,
dishes it to the
Do a
wing.
thing like Sonic, where you but you call it like kidnappers.
Lobs it to the right block.
Or ransoms. I don't know what you would call it exactly. But you treat it like a drug deal. That's how that would be a really funny thing to see. I want to see a fast food place that starts treating all of it like a drug deal. Like you literally like order your food, like you order your food before you get there. That's how you do it. There's no orders that you take while you're there. Everything is done online. All the orders come online. You have to like describe your truck, or maybe you get like a phone call. The employee comes up with the bag of food, and he just has the bag of food, and then you have to just like ask him. He's like, "Hey, he's like, you Tyler? Yeah, you got the burgers? Like, yeah, you got the money? Yeah." And you just exchange it in the car, and then he leaves.
The break is on.
That would be fantastic. I don't know about. I feel like there wouldn't be too many legal loopholes to do that with the exception of like employees getting in cars, because I feel like that's like ripe with potential kidnappings. Jesus, let's do shot selection. Hy-Vee's become more of a Midwest company now. There's stores in Minnesota. Yeah, they do have stores in Minnesota. I think they only go up to about an hour north now. So it's spread out, but yeah. You can have a self-service kiosk saying that instead of where just press yes or no. That'll do. Oh my God, that's not who it should have gone to. If you can have a self-service kiosk saying that instead to where I just press yes or no, that'll do. Yeah, that could be a thing too.
Knocks it loose. And it's picked up by Texas.
It'll be like maid cafes in Japan, but instead of maids, it's just shady dudes dressed up in like fake grungy clothes.
That's how to play this game. Establish position.
Like the work uniform is literally Jenko jeans and a hoodie. That's the work uniform that you show up in every day. Like it's like, oh yeah. Your badge is like in a fake wallet, and it has a chain.
Nash puts it up. Bunner rips down the offensive rebound.
That'd be the best.
Nice move. The putback is no good. They're still down 9.
You just choose how you get your food. It's like, all right, do you want to get your food like a normal person, or do you want to get your food like it's a drug deal?
Left side.
You can pay extra to have a fake raid going on. We have a special room for where the hamburger police come out and point guns at you for purchasing hamburgers from this establishment.
Bunner has it on the inside. Passes left wing. The lead is still double digits after the miss by Lloyd.
He threatens you wearing the. Oh boy, I gotta see this now. I said, like, come on. There you go. I was like, post up. What are you doing?
Covington, the shot.
Hey!
Not
Not even clicking at it. You saw Batman in the link and immediately agree. Oh yeah, Batman.
Strong move, Vern.
He can't come away.
Where are the fries? Give me the fries. I don't know why I did the worst Batman impression of all time.
What a game by these Cyclones.
I should have gone deeper.
What a game by these Cyclones. They are putting on a show.
I was trying to do his yelling thing, but not like yell.
Covington, bold pass.
Oh my God, they're starting to come back. We don't do well in the second half, is what I'm realizing here. Pay more to have the employee threaten you with a weapon of some sort.
Brinkley inbounds the ball. Under 7 minutes left in the second half. Anticipates the pass.
How? How did that leave his hands like that?
He made off with that one.
Perfect
shit
by Lloyd.
Content.
6 for 11 for the game. They're going to double team him.
There you go.
Bennett goes
Oh, look at that crossover.
Coleman
Oh, he
corrals
didn't make
the
it.
miss inside.
I thought he
It's
had him.
2-on-1. Takes it up.
Credit to D there.
Okay, take a timeout. Take a time out. All right, maybe not ball control, shot selection.
Getting set to inbound the
Let's
ball.
figure this bad boy out.
Neverett brings it up court.
There should be like a Marvel restaurant that does
Catches it
that.
right side.
You just pay extra to have a superhero like deliver your food to you. Or you can have a supervillain do it and have like an experience.
Bennett backs in.
Pay money to have them, you know, take pictures with them. It'd literally just be like a maid cafe, but instead it's like superheroes.
That'll be his second
With the
steal.
same amount of sadness, too.
Intercept. What great reflexes. He
It'd probably be
pounced in
slightly
and
less
picked that
sad
one off
because it'd be more of a like a trivial fun thing
Ullman.
rather than the idea of
Nice speed by Lloyd.
rather than the slightly more sad idea
Iowa
of
State
the reality of maid
powerless to stop
cafes.
this run.
superhero
Tracy's
themed
got
restaurants.
something for us on
But like
Coach Wilson is
Marvel
not at all
characters
happy with the
delivering
drought
you
they're
your
going through
food.
and told his assistants
That I
to
feel like there's
find
probably
any
something
way
like
to turn
there's
this
probably
one
some
around.
sort of health code violation when it comes to that. That might be the sole reason why. How did we let them pass?
Bennett inbounds the ball. Just over 5 minutes left in the second half. This
I feel
big
like you're writing
offensive
fan fiction at this point. I don't even want
right
to. I don't
back
even want the
into
people
it.
on YouTube to know
One guy starts hitting,
to know what you said.
easier for the rest of them.
I just
Before you know it, everybody's getting into the
I feel like you're just writing fan fiction at this point in my chat room.
Ullman has it in the corner. That last shot netted.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. We need to slow down the pace just a little bit. We need to get a head on our shoulders of what we're gonna do here.
Backs him down. Miles releases.
That was iffy. That was really iffy with the hand in the face and everything. Oh my God. Get him. Jesus.
The Cyclones will try
Yeah,
to
this is
end
the
run.
rough one.
I wouldn't
This is
bet
the
on him
rough
missing
one.
that one
Trying to
again.
make sure that I
Catches
beat.
it right wing.
Get the pass off. Oh my God.
Away by Ullman.
You can see his coach just saying,
Oh, I need to get the lid off the hoop
"You have to know what
ASAP.
you're going to do with the basketball
I need to get the
before you
lid
take
off the goddamn
Just over
hoop.
4 minutes left in the second half.
All right.
Right. McLaren dumps it off.
The bench guys. See, this is what happens when I get the bench guys out there.
Dishes it
Go!
away.
Pass the ball!
We'll get this one back. The
I'm
Cyclones
irritated.
are putting the rest of this
I'm
run
irritated
back
because
on
I
the
need
board.
a
Let's get
shot.
back to the
I need to end this run that they're going on right now. This is a run that I am not
McLaren
happy
inbounds the
with. Andrew,
ball. Andrew.
end this run for me. There you go.
Wow, these fans are going nuts for
Somewhere either
Could this
illegally or
building
somewhere they
get
got
any
Marvel's
louder?
permission. They used to have an ESPN themed restaurant. They used to have a NASCAR themed restaurant too. I remember because I remember seeing a video about the abandoned NASCAR cafe, and I like looked inside and like they had like video of it still inside because a lot of it's still like up there. They didn't like take down cars or anything like that. It's still just there. And I like looked at it and I'm like, this looks familiar. And then I realized it's like, holy shit, I've been to this cafe. I've been to this restaurant before. I've been to the NASCAR restaurant. I completely forgot about that. It's because I recognized the inside and I'm like, holy shit, I've been here.
Lead pass to the inside.
That was interesting. You couldn't think of a Marvel villainous?
Give him the bucket.
Shit. I'm thinking of the one from Thor Ragnarok, but I can't remember her
Inbounds the
name.
ball. Iowa State still holds a narrow lead.
I guess that's one of the weird things is Marvel has a lot of like
Texas.
I mean, I guess they have like iconic supervillains, but it's very specific series generally. I guess the same can be said for DC, but yeah, so I guess like Spider-Man villains. I don't know if Spider-Man has female villains though. I can't think of any. I can think of a bunch of male ones off the top of my head. Ah, right, Elektra, yeah. Emma Frost. I kind of forgot about Emma Frost. And
Mack, the leader inside, connects. They take a 2-point lead.
I forgot. You remember that? Remember when they did an Elektra like movie
Andrew.
around the same time they did that awful Daredevil movie? They did Elektra.
He rips down the rebound. He attacked it with everything he had.
I feel like
but
they
it
probably
still
want us to
wasn't
forget
enough.
about that. How can we not stop them? Black Cat,
Inbounds
yeah.
the ball. Passes it to the top of the key. Andrew shoots.
There we go.
The Longhorns will take a timeout.
We will have Andrew carry us on his back.
Left in the game.
He's only got 7 rebounds. He's not at the double-double line yet. All right, we have 5 fouls to give. 2 timeouts left in the game. Too many goddamn turnovers.
Well, it looks like they're getting set to inbound the ball. Nash has it, top of the key.
No!
He grabs
Yes.
the rebound.
All right.
Iowa State carries
All
it
right.
up.
Textbook
I was just kind of in
rebound
like
right
try
there.
hard mode for a
Great
second.
position.
What were we talking
Kept himself
about?
between his man and the hoop.
Besides
Backs him
besides
down.
super villain
Takes it
fan
up.
fiction.
Hits the soft reverse layup. The
You know
Longhorns
what? You know what's
will take
maybe
a
the problem
timeout.
is that Marvel
Score
doesn't
time,
have their own
56. 1:43
Injustice
left in
game.
the game.
I think
Well,
that's
let's
one of
get
the
back
main
to the
reasons
action.
why I can name a fair amount of super like female villains
Bunner
or just
inbounds the
villains in
ball.
general in the DC universe is because Marvel doesn't have an Injustice. They have Marvel versus Capcom, but I don't think that counts.
Nash, these fans are loving it. We get a packed house in here, and they're going ballistic. They're up 58 to 56. Backs down. Andrew goes up. He
Oh
snatches
my
it
God,
out
how
of
could he not
glass.
do that?
He must have thought someone was rotating over to block that.
You can't lose concentration even
That's
for
what
a
that,
second.
I'm wondering why Marvel hasn't done that yet. I feel like DC, if DC can make money doing that, Marvel should do something. I don't know. They don't have to do like the DC thing of making it like super realistic, but I feel like
Wow.
I feel like if you get the right people involved, I don't know who they would get involved
And I can't
with
believe
that.
it. Andrew goes up, count it, and the foul.
I'm kind of surprised that because of Injustice, they haven't done a Marvel
Easy
one.
three-point plays. That really kills
And they have like
coach
85 goddamn characters just based off of Avengers Infinity War alone. They have an entire roster right there. Like it's literally just in one movie you have a game's roster worth of characters you can use.
That missed shot may be
Ugh.
very costly. Now any basket puts them in a hole.
Bounces it to the left. Nash backs in.
Oh, my body, my
He
stomach
rips
is
down the
not
rebound.
not
Boyd
friends with
has
me
picked up
right
his
now.
second
I'll be
foul.
fine.
The foul stops the clock, which is just what the doctor ordered.
And that's why they did it. Time is not
I
on
just
their
ate
side.
too. I don't know
Very
why
smart
my
play.
stomach is
He's
like
double-teamed.
bothering me.
30 seconds left in the game.
It's just like, hey, I don't like what's been going on. I'm like, what's been going on besides feeding you?
By Miles. Nash inbounds the ball.
Barring a complete
Oh my
disaster,
God! I think we can actually pull this one out.
Bunner
We just got to keep up
passes it back to
on the
left wing.
defense
Pulls the
here.
trigger. They answered right
Oh,
At this
Oh,
point, you have to be able to
that's
match your
infuriating.
opponent.
Well, we've seen them trade threes. Now, can
I was
anyone
so afraid he was gonna get fully into the other side of the court and then move his way back somehow. I was so afraid he was gonna get some bullshit backcourt call.
Gets the foul. They're in the bonus, and they'll go to the line for a 1-and-1.
Good foul there. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
Sinks the first one, and put them up by 2.
All right.
Big shot.
All right. It's a 3-point game. Oh, what's up?
It's gathered up by Andrew.
What's up?
Bucket down low was dropped in.
No win tonight.
When the coach
No win tonight.
Well, there's no time to wear your
Ain't no miracles happening here.
or risk injury.
That'll do it. The
Yes.
Cyclones knock off Texas 66 to 61. And now it's time to show you our player of the game.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Dude, I got that from my PS2, like on my emulator. They work actually pretty well. I know they were like on 360 as well, but I got it for my PS2. And I thought about playing
Now
it
let's enter
before
the
because I was like
studio and
playing it
Greg
and I was like,
Gumbel
oh, this is
with the
fun.
Pontiac game-changing
I had never
performance.
played Marvel
Thanks,
Ultimate
Greg.
Alliance
Welcome,
either. So it was different. You know, as much as I like saving $10, this is one of those times where it's like, man, I could have Mario Tennis right now, but I want to save money. Baylor. How did Baylor get here? Who the hell did they beat? They beat... Oh, wow, they beat Kansas. And they beat Missouri. How did they beat Missouri and Kansas to get here? How are we about to have an Iowa State-Baylor matchup for the Big 12 championship? I have no idea how this is going to work. I mean, I know how it's going to work, but I have no idea how we got to this point. It's Baylor. God damn it. I mean, after surviving the Texas Tech and Texas games, facing Baylor just feels like a meh. Maybe I feel like this is gonna be. I feel like this is gonna be like the NBA Finals was this year, where we're just gonna destroy them, and everyone will be like, "Yeah, I mean, Baylor made it to the Big 12 championship, but the real Big 12 championship was between Iowa State and Texas. That was a good game." Much like when people were like, "Yeah, the real NBA Finals was Golden State and Houston." Probably the only way Iowa State would get to the finals in real life as well if Baylor knocked off a big name or two. I mean, they've won recently. I mean, not with. I mean, yeah, they're not winning anymore. Really, they're kind of mediocre now. They've like moved back to mediocrity now that Hoiberg left. But I mean, they've got some Big 12 titles under their name.
Knocks down the first one.
I think at least two of those times they had to beat Kansas in the finals. Didn't they win it? I don't think it was this past year, but I think it was the year before that. Like right before they took a nosedive. Oh, shit. All right.
It's a tie ball game. McLaren from deep.
Boom! Look at that.
They're in front.
I have a feeling that's what that crosshair was for. Maybe. Can't say anything. Hawks haven't won the conference tourney since like 2010, yeah. Speaking of which, Clone Fan, what's up? Perfect timing.
Right wing. Puts it up. Tried to answer back with a three, but it's missed by Akins.
I didn't even realize the Hawkeyes, like, I know they've made the big, like, I know they made the NCAA tournament, but I didn't know they, like, never really they've never won the Big Ten championship to get there. They just somehow make it in. I guess that explains why they're generally much lower seed.
Wasn't too worried about that one.
Caught the tail end of that question. What were you unsure of? I don't know. Oh, the last time the Cyclones won the Big 12 championship in basketball. I thought they won maybe in 2017. I thought they won a Big 12 championship because I remember buying a shirt for it. Maybe if I dig through my closet, I could find my Iowa State Big 12 championship shirt. I know they took a nosedive this year, but I'm pretty sure they did okay last year. Boom! 3 consecutive threes. Yeah, that was right.
Thank you, Tracy.
He lost track of where he was, Vern.
Back when the team was decent. Yeah, I have bad feelings about that. I'm pretty sure the 2015 and 2014s were both beating Kansas.
Backs in.
I remember 2014s, or no, 2015s. Because I was, I remember 2015s vividly because I was actually doing training at the Postal Service training center in Norman, Oklahoma, where the Oklahoma Sooners play, and I was there that weekend that Iowa State beat Oklahoma in that super tight game at the very end.
This guy can usually finish in traffic.
We beat Baylor in the championship one of those years. Oh, interesting. We'll get to do it again. Yeah, somehow Baylor knocked off Kansas. Then again, Kansas has been going through kind of a rough patch. It's actually kind of interesting. We're through enough years now that Duke went through like a super rough patch. Like they literally were like rated in the 70s. They were like a low-tier team. And they still had Coach K. Back before you were a 3C getting knocked out of the tournament in the first round. Yeah, I know how you feel. as an Iowa State fan, I know all about being a high seed and getting knocked out in the first round. I think that was the same year. I think that was 2015 as well. Oh yeah, that 3, yeah.
Aiken takes a 3.
I'm not gonna lie, you love that upset.
You can't afford to spot the other team any more points, Fern. They're in danger of letting this game be over before the second
Oh, look at that. He bit so hard.
Boylan
Oh, you're supposed to finish that off.
bounces it to the right block.
Oh, my God.
Layup was missed by Boylan. Finished
There we
nicely
go.
down low on that last shot. Swanson inbounds the ball. Baylor takes its first time out of the game.
Get our ass so much for the Hampton loss. God bless Northwestern State.
They're getting set to inbound the ball.
I love just how deep the rivalry here. I enjoy both the Hawkeyes and the Cyclones, but like if it comes down to either one of them against each other, I'm Cyclones through and through. But like, yeah, that's such a divisive. I think that's the way it is for every state. God bless the states that maybe don't have major universities like that. I can only imagine like living in like Montana and not having that. I don't even think Montana has a major university out there. They certainly don't have like an NCAA team as far as I know.
By 14.
But but yeah, those in-state rivalries. I was going to say Idaho, but I realized that, well, actually, you know what? I'm sure if you're living in Idaho, there's much more Boise State fans than there are Idaho fans. Especially considering Idaho's not even in the FBS anymore. At least in football. I don't know about basketball. I assume they're still in basketball because they got some small-ass teams, even in basketball. Then again, I don't think I've ever actually seen Idaho in this game. I don't think I've checked, but I haven't actually seen it.
Left wing, behind the arc. The shot was knocked down by Akins. But they're still behind by 12.
Get there. There you go. Go.
McLaren goes up.
Draw the foul. There you go. Foul drawn. Something about Montana not having that they made the NCAA tournament this year in basketball. Okay, well, I was wrong. I don't think I've ever seen Montana having it. One would assume, but you'd never know. You know, it's just one of those things. It's like, okay, yeah. But like, there's not a Montana State or a Montana Tech. There's just Montana, as far as I know.
Passes it back to the perimeter. Last tray off the mark by Akins. Just over 7 minutes left in the half. Lucky break for the defense.
Whoever was supposed to be guarding him better wake up, because the next time.
Yeah, because that gets divisive. Like I've gone to enough Iowa Wild games where they do like those. They do like a bunch of like little fun things between like whistles, maybe between periods or whatnot. And one of the things they've done every single game is they'll do like a rapid fire. Like, is it this or that with Iowa Wild players, and it'll be like, oh, are you pizza or pasta? Are you Justin Bieber or Justin Timberlake? Are you truck or car? I know rapper country was one of the things that is always in there as well, but the thing at the very end is always Iowa or Iowa State, and like everyone just kind of like there are some people who get into it like kids. But, like, most people just tend to mumble sometimes until they get to Iowa State, and that just tends to wake most of the crowd up. They're like, Iowa State! And then when they say it, there's half the crowd cheering, half the crowd booing. It's like, Jesus.
That's another rebound for a team that's doing a great job on the boards. They've got a big edge there.
And it's my first thought is, like, most of these guys aren't from Iowa, so I'm kind of surprised that I want some guy who, like, just showed up this season. It's like I don't. Some guy is like, I don't care for either one of them. I'm just here until I get to Minnesota.
For the three-point play.
Discard any team in March Madness now that we live in a post-16 over 1 world. Yeah, good point.
Dylan from deep, got it.
Now that we live in a world where that has happened.
Gets it down low. Boylan hands it off.
There you go.
Andrew
Come on.
backs him down.
Oh, double team, double team, double team.
Dishes it to the right. To the stripe. Passes it to the left. Boylan pulls the trigger. Hits
There you
it
go.
again.
Nice and easy up
They
and
lead
over.
29
Andrew's like, if Fat Albert had a growth spurt and getting taller did solve his obesity.
Stepped on the out of bounds line. That is a turnover.
It was too late.
That's kind of how it felt like. He's a big boy. He's a big boy.
Boylan inbounds.
Small people like, screw the Hawkeyes and Cyclones. What about the Panthers? Yeah, that's another. I always wanted to see that happen. I wanted someone to just be like you and I or Drake. It's like we live in the town where Drake's at. It's just no one ever says anything about Drake. Drake had that 1 year in the spotlight where they did good in basketball. Goddamn, like 8-9 years ago, that 1 year they did pretty well, I think, in the tournament. And people remember them existing. They went right back to being awful. Let's do shot selection.
Well, it looks like they're getting set to inbound the ball.
So my now ex-girlfriend, actually, she goes to UNI in the fall, has always been a Panther fan. Yeah, I've known some people who go up to UNI.
Feeds baseline. The quick shot.
They wasted no time right there. The opportunity was there, and they seized it.
Oh, yeah.
Brings it up. Boylan.
Yeah, that Drake year was something, because like it's basically been immortalized in NCAA Basketball 10. I remember that because I remember like checking teams, and I'm like, Drake's awful, and then I look and I see like that's the one good year that Drake had, and it's like, oh,
good for the three-point play.
You know, they make it easier to play as Drake than they do as like Northern Iowa or Iowa State, because it was that one good year Drake had.
Out left. Akins backs in.
I can only imagine. I don't remember. I can only imagine someone who's playing like NCAA football like 09 or 10, like the 1 year that Kansas did amazing in football.
And they now go up by 22.
That'd be something. Just the 1 year that like Kansas was a top level team.
Dylan takes it up. Fouled hard, and he'll take a
Jesus. Well, at least we had defense there. Why don't people give more respect to the Panthers? I mean, in basketball, they can give it to them. People tend to remember the Panthers once they. No one remembers Northern Iowa until they go and they beat like a top level team in basketball. That's when people remember Northern Iowa exists. When they just it's every few years they'll show up. They'll beat like a top level team in a huge upset, and then they'll disappear again for a few more years. And I think it just happened 2017. I think maybe it might have been 2016. So a couple more years, Northern Iowa will show back up. I don't know. They'll beat like Duke. They'll beat like Duke or North Carolina in either like the first or second round.
That's his fourth rebound thus far.
Memory of the Panthers right now is the biggest collapse. Yeah, that's a thing. I got a little sad because what is it? SB Nation. I subscribe to SB Nation on YouTube, and they're great. Like, John Boyce's stuff is amazing. I feel bad for anyone who's not John Boyce, though, at SB Nation, because his stuff has been amazing, and he has, like, the best quality videos. And so anyone who's not John Boyce, when their video pops up, it's literally, most of the comments is like, where's John Boyce? Like, it literally became a self-aware thing where they would like mention it like the end of videos. It was amazing because I'd see stuff with like other people and they'd just be like, hey, give this thing 20,000 likes and you'll get a new episode of Pretty Good from John Boyce. And then they would joke about it in like the comments that they were like holding him like they were holding him hostage in the closet or something. Just like he's not allowed to make videos. He's making the rest of us look bad. Like they actually made some self-aware comments before about it. People are like, "Oh my God, how dare you!" But yeah, they did a thing where it was like the worst NCAA basketball collapse, and like I had an inkling in my head. I'm like, please don't be the Northern Iowa one. Please don't be the Northern Iowa one. And it was like Northern Iowa, Texas. I'm like, here we go. Yeah, dude, his Pretty Good series is great. I actually just watched rewatched one of his chart party videos today. It'd been a little bit, but I watched his chart party video on what was it, Scoregami for football. I thought that was pretty fun. And then I think I rewatched the Pretty Good of the DeVry Troy State basketball game. That one was pretty good too. That one seemed much more structured. Like that one was like way differently structured than most of the other like Pretty Goods that he'd done. But it was interesting because he had to go through like 25 minutes worth of like, how did we get here? Oh, yeah, Bonds with no bat. That was pretty fun too. Like it was literally one of those things where he was like, even if he had no bat and he didn't actually make any hits, just based off of his walks alone, he'd still have one of the best on-base percentages in the history of baseball. Oh yeah, I remember Boise State. Yeah, having that run. Everyone was like, oh, the blue field. I think they still have the blue field, but yeah, it's like, I remember when they were a top 25 team. Ah, hell. All right, we're good. Nope, we're not good. All right, now we're good.
Baylor is not doing a very good job on the board.
I'm trying to see if I missed anything on the in the chat here. Fadeaway jumper. Nope. I had a feeling he wasn't going to make it, but I figured I'd try to Kobe my way out of the situation with a guy who is clearly not Kobe. We're up by 20. I think if we put a few more points on the board, I could actually probably... Oh, really? I'm telling you, this is what's happening. Is I'm destroying them. We're going to be up by almost 20 at the half. We might still be up by over 20, depending on like what happens in the next 30-some-odd seconds. And this is going to be one of those times when people are just like, man, the real Big 12 championship happened already. You have a small hatred for Boise State. Yeah, I had like a teacher who was like a big Boise State fan. I don't think he was from Idaho. I think he was just a bandwagoner at the time. He was like, Boise State is great. And I'm like, I don't think you're from Boise State. I don't remember why. I thought he had like reasonings for it, but it sounded like he was just a bandwagoner at that time.
Pass outright.
Up.
Fires. Nails on the left block. But they're still down by 18. Goes up.
Oh, at the buzzer. Still better they forced us to play at their field against them in a bowl game in Seneca's senior year. Oh, yeah, that's right. Seneca Wallace. Whatever happened to that guy?
What's your take on the first half, Bill?
I can't think of too much good to say.
Maybe he'll show up in the XFL. Wow, they actually took more three-pointers than us and made less. And Andrew's not the guy in the lead. Oh, wow, he's only had 2 rebounds? That's insane.
Who's your pick, Bill?
It's insane to think about.
Effort from our player of the half.
I figured he was retired, but yeah, I was like, you never know. The XFL, maybe the XFL will be like the Big 3 of football. With like the Big 3 league, it's a lot of like retired players. So, like, the stars of the Big 3 are, like, Rashard Lewis, Mike Bibby, Gary Payton, So, like, the stars of the XFL be like Seneca Wallace, John David Booty, Jimmy Clausen. Okay, maybe not Jimmy Clausen. I remember specifically becoming more of a G League type thing for the NFL. That'll be interesting to see, because I feel like college is a G League type thing for the NFL. Did we? Oh, we must have fouled him at the 3. But
and he misses the 3rd. Tracy Wolfson has more.
Yeah, I could. I know it's probably like, I remember seeing. I don't know if you saw. I think it was like NFL Flag Football League. I don't know if they specifically named it Flag Football League, like if they named it NFL Flag Football League, but they tried to do like a Flag Football League with teams that were just named after like their captains. I remember seeing a game. I don't know if they've done any more games besides the Team Vic, Team Owens game that I saw. But, like, you know, Terrell Owens is a wide receiver, so he needs a quarterback. On Team Vic, Michael Vick is the quarterback. So Terrell Owens picked Jimmy Clausen as his quarterback. And it was one of those things where he did kind of all right at first, like for the first, like, possession or so. And then once they kind of got comfortable with him, he was just not good. He was just throwing interceptions and just throwing it away and just generally not being good. And I remember all the other guys on the other team, you could hear them shouting, it's like, that's our Jimmy, that's the Jimmy we know. I'm like, oh God, how fucking brutal is that to be doing this, to be having the game that you're having right now, and then every other player on the team is like, yeah, that's the Jimmy Clausen we know. Being a intercept throwing scrub.
He pounced in and picked that one off easily.
Last attempt off the mark by Boone.
That's right into the teeth of defense. Come on, there you go. I think I'm probably going to give it a couple more minutes if I'm still up by about this much. That'll be good. Oh, how?
The Bears need to find some answers here. Dishes, left wing. Swanson puts it up. Good from three-point range. He's shooting 100% for the game. Deflects the pass.
Oh yeah, I should ask. Did LiAngelo Ball get drafted today?
Before they even knew what hit them, he made off with that one.
You have nightmares about Jimmy Clausen? Because I know there are a lot of people who are insistent that LiAngelo Ball wasn't going to get drafted, period. And I don't know if he did or not.
And he makes the first.
LiAngelo did not get drafted.
We'll bring out some reserves.
That's good. I feel like it wouldn't work out that great for them. Give Jimmy credit for getting your boys Cam.
And he'll come away one of 2.
There you go. I remember the thing I most remember about Jimmy Clausen was that I haven't bought a lot of Maddens too recently. Like, okay, I bought when we were talking about Maddens earlier. It's really odd because like my video game playing history with football games is generally a bit more odd than it is with basketball. Because basically, once I got a laptop and I started playing 2K10 on my computer, I've been pretty much playing it either on my computer or Xbox or PS4. But like football's been really weird about that because like I'd played at least like college football. I hadn't played much other than like NCAA football 07 for my PSP. And then I'd buy a few Maddens, but I didn't have like a really good like home console. I had a GameCube, but at that point I think they weren't really doing too much with stuff at that point, so I wasn't getting Madden. But I remember getting Madden 08 of all things for the Nintendo DS. Let's go defense.
They're getting set to inbound the ball.
So that's, I think my history of Madden is I bought like Madden 64, or at least I got it when I was a kid. I didn't really play a whole lot of Maddens after that, and then I played like 08 for the PC and my DS, and then I played like maybe 10, 12, 13, 16, and I think that's it.
Sessoms dumps it off. Backs down. In the key.
Oh, damn.
They're still up 15. Shaw.
Yeah, it's an odd. I remember because like it had like, I think the DS version had like a soundtrack, but it was like 2 songs. I remember there was a Foo Fighters song and then something else. It actually played kind of well. You played Madden every year since '92? Yeah, I do Madden in like spurts. I do Madden in like 2-3 year spurts. So yeah, I'm planning on getting 19 because it's the first one on the PC since 08. So I'm planning on getting Madden then. I've heard there's a lot of people unhappy with Madden, but I'm just hoping that the franchise is decent enough and the modding support is good, because that's all I really want. And I want to support it because I want to see NHL games come back to the PC. That's my main thing right there. Like I haven't bought a lot of hockey games recently, but I've bought like the last. I bought 15, and then I think I bought 18 here, and I might buy 19. You're considering not getting Madden? I mean, the last time I got Madden was 16, so there might be some improvements that I don't know about that I might enjoy because I buy them once every like 3 years. Come on, come on. That's a hand in the face. He still got it.
Almost a 3-point opportunity. Instead, he'll go.
They're a franchise since 16 for sure. 18 and 19, not much at all. Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of people were talking about that, but like, yeah, I got kind of bored with 16's franchise mode pretty quickly because I was like, there's not really anything to do. So yeah, if there was a jump from like 16 to 17 and 18, I mean, I'll probably notice the jump more than most other people because I haven't. It's been a couple years. I've been mostly playing NFL 2K5. You legit only buy games that are $20. I would do that, but I tend to want to buy too many Switch games at this point. I can get a decent discount because of the now discontinued Best Buy Gamers Club Unlocked. But my membership doesn't run out till, Jesus, probably a year and a half from now. So my membership doesn't run out till like end of 2020, I think. So I might as well use it. Get my money's worth on that. Even addicted to NBA. Weirdly enough, I wasn't so addicted to 2K18 this year. I enjoyed the fact that because I have the PC version, I was able to make like a complete custom league. But I don't know, something about the gameplay I just wasn't a big fan of. Especially the My Career. Oh my god, I remember streaming the first 2 hours of My Career just going, why can't I skip this? Which sucks because I love My Career. But yeah, it depends on the stories. Like I think the Spike Lee one was interesting, and then the one afterward where I think you weren't drafted and then you had to kind of work your way in, that was kind of cool. And then there was the Prez one. I didn't like that. I think that's how I'm gonna remember most of them. Is like I don't remember which year it is. I just remember the nicknames. It's like being Frequency Vibrations was lame. Being the dude who was working his way up through like 10-day contracts was cool. The Prez was lame. I didn't like the DJ thing. I think the friend's annoying as hell.
Well, let's get back to the action. Andrew is needed out on the floor. He didn't get much of a rest.
Madden 17 is a fun cap for their franchise. You're not allowed to be in the negative in your salary cap or else you get fired and can't play any further. What the fuck? See, I like how 2K kind of alleviated this as well, where like if you play in my GM, you can actually spend your VC. If you want to spend your VC, you can own the team. And then basically you're just playing owner mode at that point. Like you can't be fired because it's your team. Bad rep, but strictly from online guys. My league, dude. My league is really fun. I do like my league. I've just had I've had some issues with like
He's 2 for 4 for the
some of the
game.
gameplay
Bold
things, I
pass.
feel like there's some iffy things that they could try to focus on maybe for next year. But it seems like for every time they fix one thing, one or two things, they break like another 4 or 5.
Goes to the crossover. Shaw dishes to the wing. The tray was missed by
Easy
Akins.
adjustments, also some
He might
slider
have been
adjustments.
thrown
Yeah,
off
I
by
found a
how
good play
wide
balance for
open he was.
gameplay. I really should
Down
probably
low.
work with the sliders a lot
Andrew
more.
backs
That
in.
probably, before I just like rage quit the game. I probably could have done
Inbounds
that.
the ball. About 4.5 minutes left in the second half. Swings it to the left.
But
wing.
yeah, I do like the customization options. And I hope Madden has that. From last time I knew, Madden didn't have nearly the sort of customization that NBA has. Like not even a little bit. Hey. Eating cheese, lava, and noodles. I did that with. I burned my tongue earlier on ramen. I had like the actual bowls, and those are good. Sonics and the Vegas team, yeah.
He completes the three-point play. Bennett didn't sit for long, and he's coming back into the ball game.
But okay, 2 expansion
Baylor
teams.
is
Oh,
really
okay.
struggling.
I don't know if I'd ever run a 36-team expansion league. That would be I don't know. That was one of those things where it's like I think I'm good with 30. I think I'm good with 30 teams. I can't imagine 36 goddamn teams.
Hits it. He's shooting 40% for the game. Never passes way down court. Brinkley gets it cross court.
All right, we are up by 20, so I'm just going to go ahead and try to pocket a shot, and then we're good enough. That's 3.5 minutes left. Let's not spend too much time on this. If it got to 36, it'd because you're 30 years deep. Yeah, I don't know how Madden's customization looked like, but I remember specifically like the customization used to be like you had maybe 15 teams you could relocate to, and then they gave you like 3 different teams to choose from. And I'm like, that's lame. I just want to make whatever teams I want to make. So yeah, I felt that was a bit iffy, but oh well. All right, let's see. Selection Sunday as I get to the NCAA tournament. Do I want to watch the 2K Sports Selection Sunday show? Absolutely.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel at the anchor desk with my
Oh, God, I was about to turn this up, but like Greg Gumbel's coming in much louder than the music.
We're all set to show you the seedings and pairings.
Madden's customization is ass. Well, that's why I want to get the PC version. Can't pick colors, can't make your own jerseys, and they all suck. Oof. How does hockey get that right? By the way, how does their hockey team get that perfect? How does their hockey team figure it the fuck out? I mean, I'd like to be able to upload logos, but you know what? I'll take what I can get. How does they figured it out for hockey? How do they not figure it out for football? 17, holy shit! Hey, was that Gonzaga?
As the number 22 team. The media rankings are what everyone
I didn't see the top 20. I want to see the top 25 teams again. Did San Diego State not make, or did San Diego State not make it? I'm pretty sure I saw Gonzaga ahead of us. Yeah, it really is bizarre, and that's one of the big things that I really enjoy about Access Football is I can just make whatever. I wish the gameplay was a lot better, but yeah. Man, Kansas is a bubble team. Just sit in that for a second. Sit in the fact that Kansas is a bubble team.
Kansas should be considered among the best of the major conference teams not holding an automatic bid. But there are plenty of non-power conference teams.
I don't think I want to support Maximum Football, though. They put out a video not too long ago where they're just like, this is what constructive criticism looks like. And we don't want to hear people like, I'm gonna like, this isn't what they said. They said it fairly professionally, but what it amounted to was, we'll take like criticism, but we don't want to hear people talk about how it's not Madden and how it kind of sucks. I'm like, well, you're making a video game. It's like, I understand. Most people are going to understand that it's not going to be great. But there are also going to be people who are like not going to like your game because it's just not up to par for what they are expecting. It's going to happen. And then to put out an official video explaining like what is like, this is constructive criticism. This is the kind of criticism we want. It's like, oh, dude, that's not how to do things.
Where the number 1 seeds have been assigned. In one national semifinal game, the winner of the East Regional will play the winner of the South Regional. In the
it's another one of those things that like that infuriates me about the show too, because I thought the show had it figured out as well, but no, the show doesn't have that shit figured out either. When it comes to, you can't even customize teams. I'm like, what the fuck? Really?
Not really.
How is this game such an amazing game and you can't do that?
The selection committee got it right. There isn't a whole lot of controversy with these picks.
So, with the number 1 first up, we take a look at the East Regional.
All right.
The Connecticut Huskies are the top seed, finishing at
UConn play-in winner, Notre Dame, Cincinnati.
The tournament as the 9th place team in their conference.
Notre Dame's not used. Oh boy. See, I'm gonna say this, and then someone's gonna come by and be like, "Actually, Notre Dame is amazing," but I don't remember Notre Dame not really. I don't know about their basketball team. I don't think it's that great. Hey, San Diego State got 5th.
19 and 9, and they will take on the 12th seed from the Big West, the UC Irvine Anteaters. With
can you pick what kind of stadium you want, but you can't decorate it? The Orlando team you made. Orlando Wizards, one of the choices. It's generic, off-brand Vikings, same colors as the Vikings.
The number 13 seed, the Fresno
There's
State
Georgia.
Bulldogs.
Well, I'm glad San Diego State still made it. 19-9 is respectable.
All right, team, I love watching play.
These shows amazing game on the outside of the customization. Yeah, the show is great, and I do enjoy that. Oh, I have to check out the show again because I saw an achievement on PlayStation that intrigued me because it said something about like there's an achievement on PlayStation that says finish a franchise mode game, like a franchise mode game in retro mode, and I'm like, oh shit. Did they do what I wanted them to do? I feel like I need to check out franchise mode at some point now, because I think they might have actually done what I wanted, what I wanted, which was like implement retro mode into franchise. If you wanted to do that,
who were 6th in their conference.
I about popped a chubby when I saw that. When I saw that trophy pop up, I'm like, what? Oh, dude. Oh yeah, we're still at the Selection Sunday show. Pittsburgh, Eastern Washington. All right. I don't know what Eastern Washington is.
Few of the higher seeds here have had terrific. Next up, we'll take a look at the South Regional.
All right, South Region, Kentucky, UW, Milwaukee, Georgia State, and Alabama. Old school Alabama too.
With 21 wins.
Creators based around money-making pack opening ultimate teams. Yeah.
Duke enters the field as the number 5 seed from the
Duke,
ACC.
I'm glad Duke is making their way back. It was touching. It was touchy for a few years there. Gonzaga got back up. Look at that, 24-6. Well, they seem to do fine without me now, so that's fine. It's been like 3 years. Let's hope they've recovered.
And now the number 6 seed, the Arkansas Razorbacks, come into
making
the
same
tournament
name
as
several years in a
fourth-place
row
team in their conference during the
for their
regular
player
season,
models looking like
and were
cartoons of
semifinalists in their
yeah, I
conference
mean,
tournament.
you can only do so much with the game, honestly, especially like baseball, because there's only so much you can do. But I feel like every year they could at least be upgrading like the other things that you could do in it. Like, I'm surprised that they haven't done customization. It's like, okay, there's only so much you can do with the actual gameplay, so how about dealing with some of the other stuff too? But I feel like they're starting to do the Madden thing of like caring more about Diamond Dynasty at this point.
With 18 wins, they return once more to the very familiar surroundings of the NCAA tournament.
I don't think they need to improve the gameplay, but it'd be nice if they started improving some of the other aspects that make it like that increase the replay value.
Number 15 seed, the Albany Great Danes, who came in first in their conference tournament, finishing at 21-13. This bracket has the potential to give us a sensational matchup in the regional final if everything goes according to form.
I'm also hearing my roommate's cat outside my room. I hate to like keep her out, but I know she's gonna rub up against the microphone and just make things even louder than me talking. if I do this. I feel like I haven't missed Iowa State yet, because we're getting. I think this might be the final bracket. Dayton, Arizona, West Virginia, Columbia, Ohio State, East Carolina, Michigan State, Toledo, Louisville, Evansville, North Carolina, McNeese State.
And finally, let's have a look at the West Regional.
Okay, so we got to be in the West then. Michigan, Western Illinois, Stanford, Maryland, Seton Hall, Howard, Army, Utah. Oh boy, is Grambling not in this anymore? Have they finally not been able to keep up with what they used to have? That's gonna be sad. Villanova, a 6th seed. Hey, a 3 seed. Oh boy, the timing on talking about a 3-seeded Iowa State. Southern Illinois as well. Hey, Iowa's a 10 seed. And they face Long Beach State. Wisconsin, VMI. All right.
How do you view this year's top 16?
Hey, we're considered one of those top teams. Look at that, from 7-24 to a number 3 seed. What is up?
Clicking on all cylinders. If they can keep the momentum from the regular season and sustain it through the tournament, look out.
That is one thing that I'm always iffy about, is I always feel like I have like fairly solid contact hits, but I always get out in the weirdest ways when I'm doing Road to the Show. Maybe they want to make it so you're not too good, but I don't know.
Compete on the level of the power conferences, but not this year.
And let's not forget the teams out of the Big West. For a small conference, they competed at a very high level this year. Those teams could be the place to look if you're trying to find
Who was the other team?
in the tournament.
I'm surprised
I don't think it was Baylor. Did Kansas make it in? And I didn't check. No, Kansas didn't make it. Kansas is not going to the NCAA tournament. They put in Evansville, Vanderbilt, St. Joseph's, Fordham, and Duquesne over Kansas and South Carolina and Illinois. This is when is it? I would love to know the last time Kansas was not in the NCAA tournament. I want to know that now. Let's see. Kansas Jayhawks basketball. I want to know the last time they weren't in the NCAA tournament. Year by year results. All right, let me see here. The entire Bill Self, they've been in there. In fact, won the national championship. There was a couple times they went out in the. Actually, there was only one time or twice they went out in the first round. Holy crap. Okay, they were ineligible back in 1988-89. But I don't see 87, 86, 85. Okay, I'm trying to. So it looks like maybe back in the Ted Owens days of like the 80s. So yeah, they've literally been there pretty much every year from like 89 onward. Because it looks like 88, 89 they were ineligible. Maybe they just didn't have a good enough record. But yeah, ever since then they've been in there. Jesus Christ. I want to see what the NIT tournament looks like. It feels like Kansas is going to walk away with the NIT tournament then. You remember the last time Kansas didn't win their conference, let alone make the tournament? Yeah. It's crazy. Conference, NIT. You got Kansas there. LSU's there. Baylor's over there. Florida. Florida versus North Florida. Jesus. Wow, Florida's not in either. When was the last time Florida wasn't in? Kent State. There's Texas Tech. Florida State. Man. South Carolina. Virginia. Citadel, Colorado. Illinois is probably another one that it's been a little bit. Northwestern. Interesting. There we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and save this and consider that a nice win there won all 3 games to win the Big 12 tournament. I was surprised to see that I actually did it. It was a couple of like close games, a couple of iffy games. The Texas Tech one came down pretty much to the last shot. The Texas one would have too if I didn't intercept the inbounds pass with 5 seconds to go. So that was interesting. So I'm glad we managed to get that because they were really starting to come back on us. And then, of course, Baylor, we just annihilated them. So I feel good about that. But, hey, we went from 7-24 to 24-8 and a number 3 seed. We took some losses, but the main focus, of course, was winning at home and getting that home streak alive. And we have it alive at 15 games. Jesus. 15 straight in Hilton Coliseum, and we get to carry that over to next season. I can't wait. I want to break some records with that. So there you go. 15-0 at home. We're a number 3 seed. Hopefully it's not like too many Iowa State number 3 seed times. 12 RPI, 17th in the media. So I think that's like our official 17th. We got the attendance up to 56%. I think it started at like 40. So maybe if we do well in the tournament, I'm not expecting a national championship, but you never know. But yeah, we got it up to 56%. We're bringing the people back into Hilton. People were leaving Hilton in droves. We're bringing them back. And, yeah, look at that. 19 points per game for Andrew, 9.1. He almost averaged a double-double. It'd have been nice, but, can't always have what I want. But there you go. So I'll play probably a little bit of NCAA football after this. Maybe just a couple of games before I call it good and go to bed. But, yeah, thank you guys. I'll have that right after this. If you're watching this on YouTube, however, this is the end right here. So thank you for watching. And the next time will be the NCAA tournament. Whether or not I do all of it or not, I guess it depends on how successful we are. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. There are 79, so I'm imagining we'll be able to do just fine against them. But we'll see what happens. So thank you, and I will see you next